Hey everyone, welcome to the live English show. I'm so happy to be here today and to have you on. And today we have a really exciting episode. I'm going to wait for everyone to join and let me know in the comments that you are here. I think you are. So Andrew's in the house. Hello, everyone. Mary's in the house. Yeah, Mary. It's like I feel like I have my team here when I see your names. Have a good time. Okay, so as you are all joining, I want to check in and see how you're all doing. People watching this, let me know in the comments how your day has been. How is the global pandemic treating you? How is life treating you? How is business treating you? And also, if there are teachers in the house, English teachers, say I or say here. Let me know if you're a teacher and you're here tuning in, listening to this with me. So we are right now live on YouTube and on Facebook and in the Influency community on Facebook. If you're not in the Influency community, then definitely check it out. It's our private community. And we have a bunch of people from here. Yeah, you get subtitles real time. Yeah, you can turn on subtitles, by the way. And then you can check my pronunciation and to see if it's clear enough for YouTube. For YouTube's algorithm. Okay, Ronnie's here. Carla. Hey, Carla. English teacher. And yes, I am live. Okay. Teacher Adam's in the house. Hey, Adam. What's up? Cool. Julian says, I had a good day. Okay, I need details, Julian. I mean, I want to know why it has been a good day so we can all kind of like share the good feeling. Okay, people are asking me if I'm live, so yes, I am. This is the live English show, therefore we are going live. Now, here's what's waiting for you today. What's waiting for you today, and I'm gonna kind of like turn down the music a little bit, is that you get to see me coach some of you live. So we have 5 people that I'm going to be working with today, helping them on specific topics, things that they feel like they need a little bit of help and a little bit of coaching from me. And then you get to see me work with them, and probably some of the things that they struggle with, you may be struggling with too. So there's a lot to learn when seeing when seeing, for example, me or someone else working on the same issue that might be challenging for you. Also, a few announcements. So for all the teachers in the house, I don't know if you know, but I have a workshop for teachers this Saturday called The Business of Being an English Teacher. So I'm going to put a link to it here so you can see it. And it's totally free. And in the workshop, I want you to think about it like a conversation between you and me about teaching pronunciation and building a business online. So for those of you who teach English and they want to incorporate pronunciation into their teaching, even if you're not a native speaker, then definitely come and join us. Even if you can't make it on Saturday, you can just sign up and I'll send you the recording after. So this is just for English teachers. For English learners or for people who want to work on their pronunciation, I've got great stuff waiting for you at the end of the month. Okay, so wait until then. That's when I open my signature program, but I don't know if you know this. Before I open my program, there is a lot of good stuff and a lot of free workshops and challenges and things going on my Instagram account and on my website. So right now it's just for English teachers. So I invite you to join me for a conversation over coffee where I answer your questions. I've already gotten some remarkable questions about pronunciation and about building a business online. If that's you, make sure you join us. And again, it's totally free and it's going to be on Zoom. That's it for the announcement. And as I said, we have some great guests today. Right now, we already have some guests waiting in the lobby. We have Lorena and Keon and Georgie, and I mispronounced Keon's name, but he will teach me how to pronounce it. Let's see. Okay. Let me look at some of the comments. I'm a teacher of children around 11 and 12. If you have your own business, then absolutely. If you teach in a school and you want to incorporate a little bit of the pronunciation teaching and include that in your teaching, then yes, definitely. I think for teachers in general, it would be a good place to be to, among other teachers who do the same thing, because we can interact and kind of like learn from each other. So if you're a teacher interested in something that usually, like, we don't have a lot of opportunities to sit with other global teachers and talk about the real deal, which is the business of being an English teacher, right? So this is why I created it, and I invite you to join me. The link is on englishteachersacademy.com/workshop. I'm going to put the banner here as well because you just asked about it. I'm going to remind you at the end about that as well. Okay. So let's see some of the comments. Malak Mohammed wants me to say his name. So there I said it. Invite link in the comments. Vika is here with us. So Vika, if you can put in the comments on YouTube and Facebook the link to the workshop. But basically it's englishteachersacademy.com/workshop. If someone can post it in the comments as well, that'd be great for the teachers out there. For us teachers, so we can do a better job. Okay, my friends, we are going to bring on Lorena first. Lorena, are you ready? Okay, let's do it. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
How are you doing? Wait, echo. I forgot that I need to put these on before. Okay, let's see. Yes.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, my love?
Oh my God. It's been a crazy morning because when Vika told me that I would be here, I started to clean the house, make the dinner, cook my breakfast, everything. Like I was so excited that I had to do all this thing before, because then I forgot I would be like thinking on all of that.
Plus, like, what if I asked you to give us a house tour, right? And the house is messy. I mean, you had to clean up the house, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And it's because I was thinking on have the kitchen behind, but I said no, it would be messy. So. No.
Thankfully, my kitchen is not here, and therefore, I mean, we are pretty safe with just this in the background, because if you had my kitchen back here, it wouldn't have been a nice sight. Well, it depends. It depends on the day.
Yeah.
Okay, my friend. So you're here today because you asked to work on particular challenges that you're facing. So share with us, in general, a little bit about your English journey and what is your main struggle when it comes to pronunciation and English.
Okay, so I never took like formal classes of English. I learned by myself. Watching YouTube, and when I was 7 or 8 years, I remember that I always wanted to be an actress. So I started to study English by myself. But as a person that never took classes, I never had the opportunity to speak with someone else and practice my English. I was getting too much information. And I never had the opportunity to put that information on practice. And one of the things that I struggle is with my speed. I speak really fast in Spanish, so I bring that to English. So it's really hard to me, because that brings another problem, and it is the STS sound. I don't know how that name is, but
clusters.
Yeah. So yeah, I struggle with clusters, especially when I'm speaking fast, because I don't remember.
So Can we just begin with the fact that, like, I admire you and admire your work and the fact that you're a self-learner, love self-learners, right? Like, I think I do not take it for granted, and neither should you, okay, for the fact that you have achieved such great, like, you're here expressing yourself, communicating with me in front of, like, all these people with confidence. I know you might be a little anxious, but it's, nervous, but it's good nervous. Like, it's a good opportunity. But at the same time, hey, you're here and you're speaking and you're clear and you're wonderful and you're totally expressing your personality. So let's acknowledge that. All the rest is luxury problems, right? Like, it's stuff that we can take care of, but it's not a must for you to succeed and to be yourself and to be like, to get what you want when it comes to English. Having said that, like, this is something that bothers you. And just to clarify for those watching, because I have a feeling that you already know that, when it comes to speaking a second language, we sometimes carry over some of the rules that we have in our native language. So you're a Spanish speaker, and in Spanish, there are no clusters. And clusters is a sequence of like 2 or 3 and sometimes 4 consonants in a row, right?
Yeah.
And for example, the word brings or texts or strength, right? Like when we have a lot of consonants. And that doesn't happen in Spanish. Like, it doesn't matter how, like, it doesn't happen in Spanish. So you grew up, speaking Spanish, never having to do all these clusters. And all of a sudden, here you are trying to, like, speak English and use those weird sequences that your mouth is not used to saying. So your brain is kind of like deleting them. It's not that your tongue struggles with pronouncing them, because your tongue is capable of doing many, many fancy stuff, right? But your brain is thinking, okay, I don't have that in Spanish. This is not important. Let's get rid of some consonants so it's easier, right?
Yeah.
So if you have texts, you might end up saying something like text, right? Or text. Or text.
Text.
I just said the same thing. Yeah, text instead of text. Especially when speaking fast, because I have a feeling that this awareness that you have allows you to say it slowly, properly. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's think of a few words to practice, okay? Let's start with just something maybe not related to an S or a T. Let's try the word mind.
Mind.
Good. I don't mind that you're calling me.
I don't mind that you're calling me. I don't mind that you're calling me. I don't mind.
Beautiful. Look at how well you reduced that you're. This is good. I don't mind that you're calling me.
I don't mind that you're calling me. I don't mind that you're calling me. Oh yeah.
I don't mind that you're sending me text messages.
Oh my God. I don't mind that you're sending me text messages.
Good.
I don't mind
text messages.
Text messages.
Good.
Text messages.
Right. Say it again.
Text messages. Messages.
Yeah. What did you do there? You put what?
Text messages. Like I put an N.
Very good. You're so good. You're so aware. Messages. Messages.
Messages. Messages. Messages.
Right.
Messages.
Good. What is that last sound in messages?
Messages. 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 Is it
right? Yeah, very good. And what is the first sound, like the first S? Is it an S or a Z?
Yes. Messages.
Very good. Now, sometimes you may confuse them, right? Because there is no Z, like a real sound of a Z in Spanish, right? So you might kind of like either overdo it or drop it. Messages. Do it again.
Messages. Messages. Messages.
Right. I sent you a message on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger.
I sent you a message. I sent you a message. Sorry. I sent you
a
message.
This is.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, like this is what we're looking for, right? Like when it's easy, it's not interesting for us. There is no
Yeah.
change, right? Like we can't grow, we can't improve.
Yeah.
When it gets hard, this is like, okay, let's kind of like dive deep and see how we can change it, because then you start changing patterns.
Yeah.
I sent you a text. Let's break it down into 2 units. I sent you a, what did I say? I sent you a message, right? Do it again.
I send you a message.
Good, but if we're talking about the past, I want to hear the T, which means I don't want to hear the T as much as I just want to hear a D sound. I don't want to hear I don't want to hear a D sound. I'm hearing I send you, right?
I send you.
Listen, send you, sent you,
Send you.
Yes.
Send you. Send
Very good.
you.
There is a little shortcut that we can take when there is a T and a ya. If anyone here knows what it is, when there is a T and then a ya sound right after, put it in the comments. I might see it a little later. Yelena says you are doing so well. I mean, do you know what happens when there is a T and then a ya right after? Like when I say, I'll say it separately, deliberately, like can't you, got you. What happens when I combine the T and the ya?
It sounds like a yeah. Can't you? Can't you?
Try to say it really fast.
Can't you?
Can't you?
Can't you?
What did I add?
Like a
Yeah, Marcus.
can't you?
Cha.
Cha.
Right. Can't you? Right?
Can't you?
Don't you?
Don't
Don't
you?
you? Yes.
Don't ya.
Don't you know it?
Don't you know it?
Oh, so good. Now, I sent you. If you put it together, I sent you. I sent you. It's
sent
easier.
you. I sent you. I sent you. Sent
Yes.
you.
Good.
I sent you.
Again.
I sent you.
Good. I sent you a message on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger. Again, like I forget what I want to say. I sent you a message on Facebook Messenger.
I sent you a message on Facebook Messenger.
Very good. Message.
Message.
Yeah,
Message.
vibrations, right?
Message. Message.
Message. Message.
Message. Message. Message.
Yes. Okay, wait, you're repeating the same thing and it's a little different than what I'm saying. Listen, you're saying message, sush, and I'm going for me. The beginning is great. Suj. Suj.
Okay. Message. Message. Message.
Good. The difference between what you're doing is it's kind of like you're not stopping the air. You're saying suj, and there is a D there. S, d, j. Suj. Suj.
Suj.
Yes.
Suj.
Suj. Yeah, but now we need to be like, we can't push it, right? Message.
Yeah. Message. 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 I'm shaking. But
Add
wait.
a D. Add a D. You know what? Let's do this. Listen. Message. No J. Message.
Message. Message.
Yeah. Good. Do it again.
Message.
Good. I'm writing something. Right. I'm adding here something. Look at message.
Message. Message. Message.
Again.
Message. 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 Message.
Good. Now, if we want to, I send you. Wait, I'm writing it phonetically. Say it. I sent you.
I send you. I send you.
I sent you. Sent you.
Send you. I send you.
Uh-huh. A
I send
message.
you a message. I
Good.
send you a message. Yeah.
On.
On
Me. Sin.
messenger.
Good. I just wrote it phonetically. I hope it's not. I
Okay.
sent you. I sent you a
send,
message.
I send you a message. Message on messenger.
Yes.
Messenger. I
Right.
send you a message, ma-
D.
message,
Feel the vibrations. Message. Message.
message, message on messenger.
Good. Now round your lips a little bit for messenger.
Messenger,
Messenger.
messenger, messenger,
Right. A little
messenger,
bit, a little bit, a little bit. Jur.
ger,
Jur. Yeah.
ger, ger,
Jur.
ger,
Right. Messenger.
messenger.
Yeah, so good. Okay. Now, so we can identify just from this that like sometimes the j and sh get confused, right?
Yeah.
And the s and z sometimes get confused.
Yeah.
So like the secret for that is to drill words with one sound and then drill words with another sound and keep being aware of, your voice, making sure that you are using, right? Like you're using this, the vocal cords when you do have the j or the z or z sound. Okay, now let's try just a few words. Let's try scripts.
Scripts,
Good. Things.
things,
Juices.
uses,
Juices.
uses,
Good. Uses.
uses,
Right. He uses. Yeah, that was good.
uses,
Let's go for strength.
strength,
Good. Say it again.
strength,
Good. And let's try texts.
texts.
Right. I'm reading many scripts.
I'm reading many scripts.
Very good. Now, you drop the T, which is totally fine. You can totally do it because when you have the word scripts, a lot of times people just drop the T and say scripts, and that is okay. Okay? Now, a little side note, for those of you who tend to drop consonants, sometimes like when you know that it's legit to drop a consonant, so you start dropping it left and right. I don't think that's your case, Lorena, but like I think that sometimes that we give ourselves permission to drop some consonants because native speakers do that as well. And I would say it's tricky and be careful about it, even though there are things that native speakers do, like dropping T's left and right, like and dropping some of the sounds. There are some things that when they do it, it doesn't jeopardize their clarity. But when non-native speakers do it, it jeopardizes their clarity because they end up like, if the vowels are not clear enough or the other consonants are not clear enough, then, by the fact that they dropped some consonants, even though it's legit, it just causes them to be less clear because everything else is not perfectly fit, right? Like it's not already working. Only when everything else is intact, then you can start dropping things. I'm saying that because I see a lot of people saying, okay, but I can drop some consonants at these positions, and they try to do that, but then it plays against them. Okay. Now, what is is there a specific word that you struggle with or anything, that like specific that I can still help you with?
I think it's all the words that have, like, for example, infrastructure, like the structure, that sound. Sometimes it is really hard for me to say it.
Let's try
Structure.
it. Infrastructure. Infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
Good.
In,
You're doing everything fine. You just need to dial it down a little bit because you're putting a lot of energy into it,
yeah.
which gets you to kind of like get all tangled up, right?
Yeah.
A lot of schwas, right? Like drop your jaw. Infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
Good. Say it again.
Infrastructure.
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 What is the primary stress here, by the way? What is the one syllable that sticks out the most?
Infrastructure. Infrastructure.
Okay, for those of you watching, let me know in the comments what is the primary stress of the word infrastructure. Now, if you had to kind of like clap your hand, let's do it together. Like, let's say infrastructure together and clap once. Okay? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. You do it because I don't want to tell you. Clap once when you say the word. Oh, you know what? Let's pretend like you are at the mayor's office and you're really angry because the infrastructure in your street is ridiculously poor, right?
Yeah.
And you are going to the mayor's office because you got a meeting and you're like walking inside and you're banging on the table and you're saying, listen, buddy, we need better infrastructure. And you bang on the table when you say the word infrastructure. On what syllable would you bang when you say, listen, buddy, we need better infrastructure? So do it.
Infrastructure.
Very good. Okay. You told him, my friend. In, right, that's it. It was in your body anyway. It's just like we need to discover it by doing that beat, right?
Yeah.
We need better infrastructure. In is the primary stress. If you were to say fra, then it would sound like infrastructure, right? And that's not how we say it, right?
Yeah.
Infrastructure. Let's say it together. Infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
Now, listen to you. The moment you put the stress on the right syllable, everything else was effortless, right? Like all of a sudden you didn't get all tangled up with your pronunciation. Do it again.
Infrastructure.
Yeah, because most of the energy goes for the in and everything else is like, it's just there for structure, especially because there are no other vowels, just schwas, right? Infrastructure. We need better infrastructure.
We need better infrastructure.
We need better infrastructure in our neighborhood.
We need better infrastructure in our neighborhood.
Very good. Notice your B. Neighbor, not neighbor.
Neighbor.
Yeah, close your lips. Neighborhood.
Neighborhood. Neighborhood. Neighborhood.
Good. From the beginning, we need better infrastructure in our neighborhood.
We need better infrastructure on our neighborhood.
One more time.
We need better infrastructure on our neighborhood.
Good. Try in our neighborhood.
In our neighborhood. In our neighborhood.
One more time from the beginning.
We need better infrastructure in our neighborhood.
Very good. Now add the listen, buddy. Listen, buddy. Like.
Listen, buddy, we need better infrastructure in our neighborhood.
Yes. Okay, you told him. Okay, so like just to wrap it up because we have more people waiting, really good. So when you have those long fancy words that seem impossible, all you need to do is ask yourself, what is the primary stress? That's what I'm concentrating on. What is the vowel for the primary stress, right? And then that's the first question, right? Like availability. Try it with me. Availability.
Availability. Availability. Sorry.
I gave you a hard one.
Yeah.
I gave you a hard one because it has a V and a B. And for Spanish speakers, these are getting confused. So that's good. Let's stay with that for a second longer. Availability.
Availability.
Good. Do it again.
Availability.
Right. Yeah.
Availability.
Right. What's the primary stress? Just making sure.
Availability.
Yes. So you know that the primary stress is B, right?
Yeah.
B. So all you think about is B. All the rest, even if you mess it up, you will still be clear. If you mess up the primary stress, we might get in trouble, right? Because it might not be clear.
Yeah.
Not really get in trouble, right? But I'm exaggerating it. I'm raising the stakes, so it's more interesting. Availability.
Availability.
Amazing. So good.
Thank
Someone suggested, and that would be the last word for today, someone suggested refrigerator. Refrigerators.
Refrigerators.
Oh, wow.
Refrigerators.
Good. Say it again.
Refrigerators.
I just fixed my refrigerator.
I just fixed my refrigerator.
Good. Notice the fixed. We have fixed. Fixed. I just fixed my refrigerator.
I just fixed my refrigerator. Oh my God, that's
One more
a hard
time.
one.
I know. We like hard.
I just fixed my refrigerator.
Good. See, now your mouth already knows how to handle it. All you need to do is just say it a couple more times. So say it a couple more times.
I just fixed my refrigerator. I just
Good. Don't forget the k.
I just fixed my refrigerator.
One more time.
I just fixed my refrigerator.
Exactly. So when it comes to pronunciation, the mouth knows what it needs to do. The tongue knows where it needs to go. You just need to teach it and take it step by step by step and do it slowly with all those clusters that you struggle with, right? You do it slowly. It's kind of like you're telling your tongue. And then you do it again and then faster. Right. You can't do it like you can't understand that there are these three sounds and then do it quickly like nothing, like you've been doing it all your life. I mean, it doesn't work that way, right? Like your mouth needs to catch up. Fix my refrigerator. One last time.
Fix my refrigerator.
Remarkable. You are remarkable.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Lorena. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the beautiful work that you've been doing in the influencing community. I really appreciate it. You're a big part of the community, and that's it. Anything else that you'd like to?
I just want to say thank you because you create this great community where I found out good people, great persons that had helped me with my English and with my confidence, because I don't think I would be able to post a video on Facebook if it weren't for this before. And now I feel blessed, like I found this community. And yeah, thank you for that.
It is a beautiful community. Not only post videos, but go live in front of 400 people, right? So that's also
right.
Because we're broadcasting on many different platforms. So yeah,
this is too
good
much
for you.
information, but I'm sweating because I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but thank you for this.
Well, thank you so much. And take care, and I'll see you in the community. For those of you who haven't joined our community, the Influencing community on Facebook, just go to my website, theaccentsway.com, and you'll see it, like an invite to join. So thank you, my love, and beautiful work. Okay. Bye. Ciao, ciao. All right, you guys, what do you think? How was it? What have you learned? What is your biggest takeaway? Committee? I'm trying to read. Jordan, what are you writing? Committee? Maybe committee? Relaxed E, not a high E. Okay. Next up, let's see. I'm trying to see. Hold on. We don't see. Okay. So we have a few members waiting here. I think one. Okay, so you guys can't see it, but I can see them. So we have Georgie and Gal and Keon and Maritza. Great. Gal, are you in a rush? Like, do you have a deadline? Just tell me yes or no. I can't hear you, but just like, yes? Okay, so we're gonna go with Gal, and then we're gonna go with Keon, and we'll get to everyone, Georgie and Maritza. Maritza. I get excited. Hi, Gal.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Good. I don't know if you remember me, but I was participating in one of the courses you had in Tel Aviv a few years ago. I think
I
it was in
remember
South.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Actually, I live in LA.
Oh, wow. That's a big
Yeah,
shift from Tel Aviv to LA.
exactly.
How are
And yeah,
things in LA now?
it's good. I'm working. I didn't really feel, all the quarantine and everything because I've been working since it's all has started. So yeah, it's a good
I
thing.
see. It is a good thing. And how are you feeling? Are you working online?
No, I'm at the office right
Okay.
now. Yeah, I have a
Ooh,
permission
okay.
from my boss to do it with you. It's very important, so it's okay. Go ahead. Yeah,
Perfect, my love. So how can I help you today? You wanted to work on intonation, right?
exactly. Yes.
Okay. And what is usually like, is it really like understanding the difference between, or like having a better understanding of the intonation in English? Or when you're speaking, you feel like you can't apply it? What is it?
The thing is that I'm not even sure that I'm applying it because I'm
Okay.
surrounded with so many Americans, and when I'm speaking, so sometimes I even try to imitate them, but I'm
Which
not
is,
sure.
mhm.
I'm not sure that I'm doing it right.
Okay.
So yeah.
Listen, first of all, there is no right or wrong, right? Like, first of all, imitation is something that is internal, and there is always something that happens once the sound goes into your ear and comes out through your mouth, because your brain analyzes it in a certain way, and then sometimes, like, the translation is a little different. And also, like, being inspired, let's say when you're speaking to someone, maybe we don't want to use, like, I'm imitating them in front of them, but like when you're being inspired by someone's accent and pronunciation, right? Like, it's good. And usually it happens anyway. It's called the chameleon effect when you start imitating someone else's accent, which is sometimes like if you might speak to someone with a French accent or, a Japanese accent or like a different accent, you might catch their rhythm as well. Does that ever happen to you?
Yeah.
When you speak to, yeah.
Actually, when I'm speaking with them, so it's like I'm trying like to understand in my head, like when they say something, so I'm repeating on it, but not in front of them. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm trying like to say the same thing, and sometimes I even write it down, and then okay, I have to come back on it, and they know. Like I always ask them, did I say it right? Like, is it good what I'm saying? Like if I'm saying something wrong, try to correct me. So
And usually they don't, because it's not polite. So usually they're not going to be.
It's funny because they don't even pay attention to it, when I
Right.
ask them.
Like the things that, right, exactly. Like the thing, first of all, it would be considered impolite. So for those of you out there watching, like expecting native speakers to correct you, even if they're your friends, I mean, they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
They don't, like, they wouldn't want to interrupt you. And as you said, like, sometimes they don't even notice that
They're
there
like,
is
what
something.
are you talking about?
Yeah, like they wouldn't even know. It's not your coach, your speech
Right.
coach that can hear something.
Right.
They'd be like, I might hear something, but they can't put it in words what it is. So, yeah, listen, first of all, I feel that your rhythm and intonation is very much like, you really do have a really strong grasp of the melody and rhythm of English. What I would recommend is let's start a conversation and maybe tell me what it is that you do, or tell me about your day, or like just start speaking, and then I can kind of like give you more directions as to what you are doing that might be slightly different than what English is expecting you to do.
Okay. Basically, when I first came here, I used to have my own marketing company for 1 year. And then I decided that maybe I need to improve my skills. So I went to different interviews, and I always used to have confidence when I used to speak in English. But there was one interview that they told me not directly, but I've heard from someone that I knew that I have the skills and the qualification and everything, but there is something with my accent. And then, yeah, exactly. This is what they said. And I was surprised.
Okay.
And suddenly, all my
Is it like a
in a bad
yeah.
way, they like we're looking for native speaker, but even though you have all the skills and
did they specifically say it's the accent that troubles them?
They said it's the accent, and my English is not really good. It's not a native English. But as I said, they didn't say it directly. I've heard from someone that know this person. And then it's like all my confidence and everything dropped off. I just, yeah.
Well, first of all, probably this wasn't the work for you, the job for you, right? Like you wouldn't have wanted to work at a place that is so narrow-minded that they're not even open to accepting new voices and new people and new sounds, right? Like I think there is something very limited, which shows a lot about the company culture. So first of all, let's acknowledge that. Second thing I want to talk about is the negativity bias, which is something that like when we hear something along those lines, the first thing we think about is all the negative things. Like it really dropped my confidence. It really, like I felt crappy and all of that. But at the same time, what I was hearing when you said that is that someone said you had all the skills, right? Like just like a little anecdote on how to look at things. You had all the skills, all the qualifications. You really, really had everything it took for this position, which is not to be taken for granted, right? Like, so out of this experience, I think it would have been also nice to say, I could have had that. They're just narrow-minded and they're biased in a way that they're not accepting me. Unfortunately, it's still legal to not accept someone because of their accent. It should not be legal, right? Like it's discrimination. But we do live in such a world. The most important thing, instead of rushing to change your accent or like going into, okay, what am I going to do? And like, unique New York and doing all those drills is to be like, I know who I am. I know what I have to give. The person who is going to hire me, ultimately, you do have a job, right? Like is going to be lucky to have my skills. And ultimately, a language is a form of communication, and you can have a language with a certain set of sounds and certain, like sometimes mistakes or a different rhythm, and that is okay, right? So I know that technically you know that, but every time you feel a little less confident about what comes out of your mouth, remind yourself of the true value, because that's what really, really matters. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah. It's funny because, even when I'm speaking with my coworkers about it, and they're like, why are you trying to change your accent? You have like something very unique, and very different from other people. And why people are so excited of like studying the English and the American accent, you have something different, stick to it.
Exactly. Like your sound. And again, like I do distinguish between learning pronunciation to sound clear, right? Like to be clear, to communicate your message, so the person on the other, so you know how to get what you want from the other person, right? Again, it's not even like the conversation around so people can understand you. F that. It's not about they can understand you. It's you getting what you want, right? Like it's not about making it easy on them to hear that otherness of me, of myself, right? No, it's for you to get what you want and to persuade them and to have them on your side. That's what we need, clear pronunciation. And we want that in our native language as well, because sometimes people in their native language are not clear, right? And this is why we need that skill set of pronunciation, and this is why I do what I do. Not because I think that by any means you need to wash out your identity, because it's exactly what they said in the work here is for you to believe in it, truly believe in it, that, it's up to you to own up to your identity with the accent, right? Like with the mistakes, with getting stuck, and like sometimes it's a little clunky and stuck, and being like, I'm just remarkable and awesome, and, people are interested in what I have to say.
Yeah.
Do you feel that on like the day-to-day communication that do you feel held back by how you sound, or?
Actually, I have really good friend here that every morning we're making some coffee and we have like 10 minutes that we're talking about different topics, everything like from politics to like conspiracy theory, everything. And when you like touch in like totally different topics, so sometimes I'm trying to like to figure it out, how am I supposed to explain myself, because it's something that I'm not used to speak daily, and then I
Right.
totally use it because I used to speak English very fluently, and suddenly when we talk about politics, so I'm trying to forget some certain words. So yeah, this is
It's
why I'm losing my confidence.
But listen, it's like I told Lorena before, I don't know if you've seen it, like
Yeah.
everything was easy for her, and then all of a sudden I gave her a phrase and that was hard. And all of a sudden she's like, wait a minute, wait, like she wanted to just pause the session, practice it a little bit and come back. And I said, no, that moment where you get stuck, that's the breakthrough moment, right? Like you won't achieve a breakthrough, you won't achieve changes, right, if you wouldn't have those moments of conflict. And those moments, the moments where it's easy for you, there is no growth there, right? Like when it's easy and fluent and smooth and you're proud of your English, you're in your comfort zone, right? Like there is nothing that is really changing in your brain to get you to the next level. But when you talk about politics, and God knows politics is complicated.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to talk about politics in Hebrew in a way that will clarify exactly what I want to say or to complain about.
Yeah.
So, like when you put yourself in a situation that is unsafe, you are putting yourself out of your comfort zone, and that is a golden moment for you to grow. And the question is, what do you do with that moment? Okay? You have two choices. One, to kind of like just try to get by, right? Like, and make as little mistakes and get stuck the least possible, and then move on to your comfort zone, right? So that's one opportunity. And two, to use it to take advantage of it and to kind of like be in that moment of stuckness where you're like searching for the words and either getting help from your partner, which I'm sure he or she would be more than happy to kind of like, help you with a lost word.
Yeah, she is.
Exactly, right? And then you hear a word and you're like, this word is unavailable, right? Like this is a word that I need to express myself and it's not available, so I need to do something about it.
Basically,
So
I
what
have
do
a
you
solution.
tell
Me
me?
and Morphix are very good friends.
Morphix is a dictionary for those of you who don't know it. Great. But still, I'm going to challenge you here.
Okay.
I'm going to challenge you here. Let's say you lose a word. What do you do about it? So you go to Morphix, you go to the
Seriously,
dictionary.
I'm going to Morphix, and then I'm like, okay, let me look for the word, and then, okay, this is the word, and then, I'm using
And
it.
then what? No, I'm interested in then what? You're using it.
I'm just
Okay.
implementing it in the sentence, basically.
Beautiful. Good. And then that's like the second step. The first step is to kind of like look for it, which is fantastic. Like this is exactly what I would probably recommend for you to do. But once you have implemented it in the sentence, you have to understand that the word is sneaky, right? Like that missing word that you have just discovered, it's sneaky. The fact that you used it
like
once
different
doesn't...
words. Yeah, I have to share you something regarding to it. Okay, me and my friend here, we had an argument about this word. There is the word aggregate, but you can also say consumulate, right? It's like the same thing, same meaning.
But it's something that is so common in English, right? Like it's so common that you have...
Yeah, she's never heard about the word aggregate. And then I was looking videos of it, and I'm like, do you see people are actually speaking and using this word? And she's like, no, we're saying consumulate, so it's totally different. So sometimes I'm using some word that she's never heard about them, because...
Which is also to show us that even native speakers, they don't own the entire vocabulary of English, right? Like this is such a good example of like, hey, no one's perfect, no one's trying to be perfect, and we got to kind of like take the pressure off our shoulders. But what I'm trying to say is that once you used it once, Don't assume it will be there for you the next time. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Like the fact that you discovered a word, used it in a sentence, there is one more step that you need to do, and to get it on your kind of like, and to be more intentional about using this word. So one of the things that I do is, first of all, to develop the pronunciation confidence by repetition. So you might want to do it again and again and again, say it again and again and again and again, right? And then you want to use it in different sentences that you invent, okay? So even after the conversation, stick with that word, right? Like stay with that word that you just discovered and used it for the first time, and kind of like create and say a few sentences out loud. It will help you kind of like keep it with you for the next conversation. But it seems to me like, you know, this is exactly that you know what you need to do and you're doing it. And I just want to commend you for putting yourself in these conversations and situations, and you're not afraid of them, because I know a lot of people, even maybe people who are watching this, they might avoid such conversations because of the fear of not finding the words. Maybe they don't have such a supportive partner like you do, and maybe they are not willing to have that moment of being stuck. So I just want to congratulate you on doing that, and I think that this is definitely, if you feel insecure, then remind yourself that you are growing, right? Like, and you are improving. It's not that your English is not good enough.
I feel that I don't have a choice because I don't have like the Native American English. So I'm trying even to work harder to improve myself, you know, because as I told you, most of the people here are Americans. And sometimes right now I have like a meeting with Amazon. So I'm like trying even to work harder. So by the way, I implement every podcast, and everything you said you're talking about, it's actually things that are happening here. So when I have like a meeting, so I'm trying to prepare before, like what am I supposed to say? What am I gonna say? You know, which words am I gonna use? So they won't feel like the gap between me and them, because this is how I call it. So yeah.
Right. Exactly. And every time you go into a conversation, you also need to step into the mindset of there is no gap, okay? You just have two different forms of expression, because what you're doing is you're working hard to bridge the gap that doesn't really exist. Yes, like you speak different languages, but no, you are the same, you know, like you're both human beings trying to communicate. The language, that's just circumstances, right? Like it's not the real deal. That's not the real, like what you're trying to say. And it's a tool. It's a tool for you to do it. So I think that also not coming from a place of, oh, I need to prove myself, but I just need to be myself. That could kind of like put you in a state of mind, put you more at ease, which is something that we need when communicating, because fluency comes when there is freedom and there is like effortlessness. When there is tension and anxiety and fear, the first thing that pays the price is your fluency, right? So if you get stuck, it's not because of your English. You need to check in with yourself and saying, what troubles me now? Why am I stressed? Like who am I afraid of? Who is judging me? Is it my inner critic? Is it the boss? Is it, you know, someone else that is on the call? Is it another Israeli that is listening to me and I'm afraid, like, you know, so like you got to ask, and he's judging me because who does she think she is, right? Like, and all of those questions speaking. So always, like when something gets stuck, before you kind of like start judging your English and your incapabilities, check in with yourself and see what is the situation, right? Like what am I feeling right now and how can I change it?
And it's funny sometimes, though, because, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that it's something that you said before, that it's all in our head, because even sometimes when I judge myself and then I'm asking one of the people, like, did I say it wrong? Like, you know, the way that I'm speaking, and how was I in the meeting? And they're like, everything was good. I don't know why you always judge yourself and you criticize yourself, because everything went well, you know, thing that I believe that I wasn't good at, other people didn't see it. So it's exactly what you said in one of the podcasts. You know, we always judge ourselves in something that, you know, other people don't even see. So
exactly. It's so in our head, and we project our own judgment onto other people, right? So we can like think that the judgment that we have upon ourselves, that is a result of our childhood and like things that people have said to us growing up, and we have that judgment and we kind of like project it, and we're saying they're thinking that exactly, like they're thinking exactly that. And it's like such BS, because they're thinking about what they're going to say and how they're going to answer you. Like there was an image that came up to me as you were speaking, so I'm going to share that with you. I had like this vision of like this woman running, right? And like running in the forest, right? Imagine yourself running in the forest. And let's say you get like, and it's really, there are a lot of woods, and every time like you run, you get like something is getting stuck on you. Like, you know, you have pieces of wood and stuff. So like you have two choices, right? As you're running, because you need to run fast. Maybe there is a lion chasing you, and you want to run fast. And no, maybe something positive. You're running towards the water, and there is something, right, like that you get trapped on, some weeds or something like that like holds you back. So you have two choices. You can kind of like hold on to them and keep on running and hold on it, and kind of like you still get a lot of stuff covering you, you know, and then you keep on running, so you become heavier and it's harder for you to run, and you don't have that lightness. Or if something like if you get, or just like something is stuck on your shoulder, you just let it go and you keep on running, right? Like, and you have some weeds, caught all over your legs, so you just kind of like let them go and keep on running. That's the same thing in a conversation. Like you get stuck, you can linger on, like you can get stuck on it and just say like, ooh, I made a mistake, you know, and then the entire conversation's like, everything is so fucking heavy. Sorry, so freaking heavy. And then, you know, like you carry all that baggage with you. But at the same time, you could just say, oops, you know, oh, stupid weeds. And then you keep on running, and then you're free. So it's your choice what to do with all those things that get stuck on you. It's your choice. It's not about them, right? And you can't keep thinking about what they're, you know, putting their opinions up on a pedestal, and that kind of like messes up your performance. So I think that's the mindset. Yeah?
I'm working on it.
Good. So do it, and after the next call, send me a DM on Instagram and let me know how it goes, okay? So we're gonna, I know that we wanted to work on intonation, but I think this is better. And your intonation it rocks. So just keep being you. Yeah.
Okay. And just one last thing, I have to say that, as I told you about the interview, so actually it made me like work harder about my English and everything. And if you've been listening to me like 6 months ago, I was totally different, and I dedicate like 1 hour every day. I'm listening. I have a long way to work, so I'm listening your podcast every day, and I always implement it. And really, I feel like huge like big change, you know, from when I've started to actually study everything. So thank you for everything, and I really appreciate it.
I'm so happy to hear, and more power to you. And you should be proud of what you have achieved. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you, my love.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So, I think this is such an important lesson for everyone, you know, kind of like this idea of not being in your head so much, and embracing and celebrating mistakes and celebrating moments where you get stuck, because we have to stop being so concerned about the rest, you know, and start being concerned about yourself and about feeling good and expressing yourself. Okay. Someone says, on the other side, improving English is important to produce thoughts in writing and speaking. Of course, we're not saying not to produce thoughts, right? Like, or not to work on the English. But when, like, do all the work, practice pronunciation, practice your grammar, do all the work. But when it's time to show up and perform, just allow all the work that you've done to show up. And if it doesn't, be in the moment and focus about connection and communication, and not so much about what you're doing wrong or what else you need to do to be better, because that doesn't serve you in the moment. Okay? So always striving to be better in any aspect of life, like your health and your nutrition and your business and your career and your English, yes, yes, yes. Strive for improvement, not perfection, improvement. But at the same time, don't put perfection as, as the goal, because perfection sucks and perfection will kill your fluency, right? Like that need to be perfect or to get it right all of the time. All right, what is your biggest takeaway from this? Let me know in the comments. And in the meantime, we are going to bring Kun.
Close.
Did I get it right this time? Okay, tell me how to say it.
It's Koen, actually.
Kun. Oh, okay.
Koen,
Say it again.
Koen.
Kun.
Yeah.
Wait, again.
A proper oo sound. Koen.
Kun. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Kun.
Exactly.
I'm doing something there. Kun.
Absolutely. Nice.
Hi, Kun. How are you doing?
Hi. Nice. I'm very good. Thank you very much. How are you?
So I might need to work on my vowels too.
Exactly. We have
Good.
that
So
in
tell us
common.
about you a little bit, where you're from, what you're doing. Yeah.
Actually, I'm
I'll be
from
quiet.
a town near
Tell us.
Amsterdam. And I recently moved to Brussels in Belgium. So I spent my whole day assembling furniture from a certain Swedish company. And in the meantime,
Ooh. Not gonna name any names. Yeah.
No, exactly. No, and I'm in the meantime practicing with my English now, because I need that in this international city of Brussels. And I found your channel, and in high school I never really paid it much attention during English classes, but now I think it's time to work on it a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And I mean, when in high school, you pay very little attention to pretty much anything that is related to studies, right? Like there's a lot going on in high school.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it makes sense. Also, I think pronunciation is not, the focus when learning in school. It's mostly about passing the exams. I don't know how it is over there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the focus was a lot on grammar and writing. And once we were speaking, it just is not the focus. Yeah. So also not for me.
Right.
But in real life,
because it's not.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like in school, it's not measurable. You don't measure success like in speaking, only in writing, because you can submit it and it's more efficient. But at the end of the day, we need speaking. I mean, for writing, we can always use Grammarly, but there is no Grammarly for speaking.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So do you use English like out on the street when speaking or at work?
Both, actually, because Brussels has two languages that they use, which is Dutch and French, but mostly French though. And since my French is not very well, I try to communicate in English. Yeah, so on a regular basis now. Yeah.
Okay, so and when I asked what would you like to work on, you pretty much said all the vowels of English. So let's do something fun. Let's actually map out all the vowels of English. We're gonna kind of like start from the according to if we think of all the front vowels and then going back. Let's start with that. So let me hear. We're just going to go back and forth and then tell me if you struggle with one more than the other.
Yeah,
the first one would be the E as in C. I think that this is going to be easy for you. C.
See.
We. Reach.
Reach.
Good. Cheese.
Cheese.
Good. Season.
Season.
Very good. Relaxed. Lax. Sit.
Sit.
Kid.
Kid.
Finish.
Finish.
Simple.
Simple.
Sheep. Ship.
Sheep. Ship.
Good. Something about the E. I want you to really roll your tongue forward. It's high up, but it needs a little more push towards the front, because then you'll reduce it when speaking. For example, say the word magazine.
Magazine.
Actually, it was good. So, zine. So I want you to push your tongue, roll it a little more forward for the E. Zine. Zine.
Zine.
Good. So again, sheep, ship.
Sheep, ship.
Reach, rich.
Reach, rich. Ooh.
Good. When you round your lips, make sure that your lips, for the R, which is like your R is beautiful, but your lips are coming too close. So I'm almost hearing vibrations like reach. Yeah.
Reach.
Yes, that's a
All
better
right.
R. Let's
Oh,
try it
that's
again.
cool.
Reach, rich.
Reach, rich.
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 I can't reach my rich uncle.
I can't reach my rich uncle.
Good. Keep your lips a little more apart for the R. I can't reach my rich uncle.
I can't reach my rich uncle.
Good. Rich, rich, rich.
Rich, rich, rich.
Good.
Okay.
Now let me hear the difference between bed and bad. Bed, bad.
Bad, bad.
Good. Bad, bad.
Bad.
Good. Had.
Had.
Very good. Now we're working on the as in cat. You pointed it out, right?
Yeah.
Like in the comments. Happy.
Happy.
Good. To make the sound, we want the back of the tongue to be high, the front of the tongue to be low. You're doing it really well. The jaw drops, which is what you're doing. Pull the lips of the sides of the lips a little bit to the sides. Happy.
Happy.
Ha.
Ha.
Good.
Happy.
Ha.
Oh, happy.
Say, yeah. It's I call it the ugly sound because it's like when you say bleh.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the show last week with Samara, that she had this way of teaching it using physical gestures, she said that this is like the apple, like you're about to eat an apple, right? Like,
Right.
and you have to kind of like take a big bite. Apple.
Apple.
Very good. Staff.
Staff. Ooh.
Good. Say it again.
Staff.
Good. In some words it's easier, in some words it's
Yeah,
harder. Staff is
yeah.
one of those words where it's harder. It's okay.
Exactly.
Staff.
Staff.
Yeah, you can kind of like make it good. You can make it a little more gentle, like staff.
Staff. Staff.
The staff has a lot of stuff. The staff has a lot of stuff.
The staff has a lot of stuff.
Good. Do it again.
The staff has a lot of stuff.
Good. Let's try, what did I want to say? Last.
Last.
Good. Last. Now a little more relaxed. Like don't work so hard. Last.
Last.
Nice. Last night, I went to IKEA.
Last night, I went to IKEA.
Good. Say it again. Last night, I went to IKEA.
Last night, I went to IKEA.
Good. Take off, or let me think of after. After I researched what I wanted to buy. After I had researched what I wanted to buy.
After I researched what I wanted to buy.
Very good. Do it again. After I had researched what I wanted to buy.
After I had researched what I wanted to buy.
Very good. Now, let's do the 3 A's, like the cap, cup. This is easy for you, right? Cup. Say cup.
Cup. I'm not
Cop.
sure.
No. It's good. Cop. This is the Oz and Father. Let me
Okay.
hear all 3. Cap, cup, cop.
Can you do it again?
Cap, C-A-P. Cap,
Cap.
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 Don't forget the sound. Apple.
Apple.
Happy.
Cap.
Yeah.
Happy.
The back of the tongue needs to be a little
Yeah.
higher, so you want to bring it up a bit more.
Okay.
Cap.
Cap.
Perfect. Cup.
Cup.
Yeah, you're pulling the tongue a bit. Cup. Cup. Make
Cup.
it casual, like cup.
Cup.
Yeah.
Cup.
Like don't work so hard. Cup. And cop.
Cop.
Very good. That's the Oz and Father.
Yeah.
Office.
That's most easy. Office.
Easy.
Yeah.
Job.
Job.
Possible.
Possible.
Opportunity.
Opportunity.
Very good. Hat, hut, hot.
Oh man. Hat, hot. Again.
Good. Do it again.
Hat, hot.
Hot. Hot.
Hot.
You want to put the T. Yeah.
Hot.
And we're releasing it now. You can also hold it. It doesn't matter. Hat, hut, hot.
Hat, hot.
Yes. I'm hearing hot with the D for the last one. Hot. Don't activate your vocal cords. Stop. It's like an abrupt stop of air. That's the T. It's not a real T even. Hot.
Hot.
Yes. Do it again.
Hot. Oh, wait.
All
hot.
three?
Hat.
Yes.
Hot. Ah, yeah, okay.
Good.
Well, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't care about the T because the T,
Yeah.
whether you release it or not, it doesn't matter. Like what matters is the vowels, right? The vowels are more important. Okay. Let me ask you one more thing. Let's do last, lust, lost.
Last, lust, lost.
Very good. Okay, now let's go to the tense oo, food, and relaxed foot. Tense oo first. You.
You.
Two.
Two.
Good. Room.
Room.
R.
Oh,
Not
room. Is it better?
Yeah, do it again. It is.
Room.
Yeah. Room.
Room.
Yes.
Room. Right.
Do you hear it? Do you feel
Yeah,
it?
I hear the difference. Yeah, it's I get it.
Yeah, so good. And it's so simple. What happens, like the R just wants to come out. It's such a powerful sound. And then when you're closing your lips, it's just like, I can't come out, like trying to come out between your teeth and your lip. No, give it the space that it needs. Drop your jaw a little bit more. It needs. Now, book.
Book.
Cook.
Cook.
Look.
Look.
Very good. Push.
Push.
Pull.
Pull. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull.
Imagine like you have, a hot potato in the back of your mouth. Pull.
Pull.
Very good. Food, foot.
Food, foot.
Pool, pull.
Pool, pull. Oh, wait. Pull,
Good.
pull.
Pull.
Pull. Pull.
Yeah. And let's try fool, full.
Fool, full.
Yes. And now let's try Facebook.
Facebook.
It's okay. Do it again. Facebook. Like try to bring the sound more to the back.
Facebook.
Good. Facebook.
Facebook.
And understood.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. Understood. Understood.
Yes. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Hold on. I see some people say that my video is not clear. So
That's
I'm
true.
going to
There's a
do
bit of a
something.
delay here too.
Yeah, so I think now I'm seeing that it moved into a different Wi-Fi, which is not very strong. So you guys, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to change my Wi-Fi. It might get disconnected for a little bit. But is it manageable with my video, or does it suck?
If you could renew
Is it
it,
like
I think
I'm
it would be
asking the
better.
people? Okay, so so you know what? We're gonna do one more sound, and then I'm gonna switch around. For those of you who are here, just stay on in the stream. Maritza and Georgie, if you're waiting here, just stay on the link, and I'm gonna disconnect and come back again. For those of you watching, just stick around. It might get disconnected for a little bit. The last one I want to work with you on is the O's in go. Low.
Low.
Show.
Show.
Only.
Only.
Focus.
Focus.
Don't.
Don't.
I won't do it.
I won't do it.
Okay, very good. The O isn't go sounds really, really good. So I think that you have a pretty good grasp of all the sounds. It's just those tweaks with the as in cat, a little more effortless. The back of the tongue usually needs to be a little higher. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And second thing, I would, the R is big, like, just try to keep it open. The relaxed use your lips a bit more, and remember that hot potato in the back of your mouth.
Exactly.
Okay. And the cup sound, keep your jaw a bit more closed. The cup, love, fun, country, sun. The jaw, don't open your mouth so much, and the tongue really needs to rest on the bottom of the mouth. Okay.
Right. Yes. Well, these were great tips, Adar. That's something I can work on, definitely.
Fantastic. So thank you so much. Congratulations on the move. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you so much.
In the new city.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adar.
Thank
Good
you
luck
for
with the
being
show.
here.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Okay, before we move on to the final two participants for today, I'm going to do something really crazy, and I might get disconnected, but I owe it to you so it's not blurry. Okay, so just stick around and I'm going to come back in a sec. I'm back. Can you hear me? Okay. Yay, we're back. Okay. So, I think it's all safe because, okay. Seems like we're still streaming, and Maritza, are you ready to join me? Yes. Okay. Hello. Thank you for your patience. Hi.
Oh, no problem. Hi, I'm excited.
How are you doing? I am excited too. And
Oh,
also I'm
thank
so
you.
excited that we survived this. I was like so dreading that I'm going to get disconnected and that's it. Like, everything's going to burn here and that's Hi.
It worked. It worked. Well,
So tell me about
I don't
yourself a
know.
little bit.
Okay, I live in Canada right now. Originally, I'm from Mexico, as you noticed, and I've been here for probably over 10 years, but I still feel like I've got a little bit stuck with my accent. I work with older people, and they're very straightforward. They will tell you immediately that you need to correct your pronunciation. So it's kind of this is interesting, the way. Also,
How does
I
it make you
noticed-
feel when you get when you get that feedback from them? Like, how does it make you feel?
Oh, it's okay. It doesn't bother me. I actually,
Okay.
I appreciate it because probably it's because it's older, that they're seniors, so I feel like they have the experience, and it's a different culture. Probably if it was someone my same age, I'll be like, just not so happy about it.
Right. And also, you probably have like a relationship, like a positive relationship,
Yeah.
right? Like they're not, they're doing it out of love
they're
and
just
care.
not random. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's okay with I'm okay with that, but yes, but I also feel that because of my accent, and sometimes I can't not be very expressive about my thoughts, I'm not growing in my job as I would like to. So that's why I'm so happy that I found you.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that, like, you know, it does help you. Let me ask you this. Why do you feel that you can grow in your job? Like, because do you feel that you're not being promoted? Do you feel that you don't have the confidence to ask for promotion or to do more things?
Okay. It has to be a little bit because I'm not a native speaker, and there is a little bit of bias sometimes, and like Canada is very polite country, but sometimes they worry that you may not be able to communicate with the clients or residents. So I noticed that sometimes, even though I have the skills and they're happy with my work ethics, they prefer someone who's native speaker over than me, right? So I actually I was listening to one of your podcasts about the bias from someone in Toronto. I totally related to that. You know, like sometimes you feel like they see you that you're not educated, but you are, and
it's like that initial assumption that accent
exactly.
equals, you know, being less intelligent. And by the way, it could also be not just a foreign accent. It could be an accent like in the US versus, let's say, African American English or Southern American, or, you know, in England, it could be, you know, someone from the South. Like people have that tendency to label others according to how they sound, which is a shame. So we got to change how people listen, right? But we also need to understand that it's a tough world, and we need to kind of like step up and be ourselves, but at the same time, understand that our accent is like a tool, you know, and sometimes you want to be able to use it in a certain way to get what you want. Whereas with others, you can be more comfortable and, you know, speak with, you know, like what we may say more, you know, being more expressive with your own natural accent. What is the one thing that you struggle with the most when it comes to your accent? Sorry.
Okay, I just noticed, like I've been practicing the R or the R, you know, it's very strong and with the Spanish people, the Latinos, and also the rhythm. I can hear the rhythm, but I don't know how to mimic it. You know,
okay.
It's
so we'll do. So let's do those two things, because with the R, it's going to be easy peasy, because you're not trilling your R when you're speaking. Yeah, because you're not saying I really wanted to write or work. Right? No, you're not.
My
you're
daughter,
using the American.
my daughter correct me. She's like, no, mama,
Could
it's
be.
not running.
Could be that in some situations that might come up more, like when you're at home switching between Spanish and English. Now it's a situation where it's all English, so it's called code switching. So you sound a little different when speaking to me, whereas when you're speaking at home, your Spanish sounds might come up more. So that's you know, that's something that might happen. Plus our kids, I mean, you know, like I mean, their job is to be our biggest critics, and we love them for that.
Yeah.
Mom, this is so ugly what you're wearing. I get that from my daughters. Yeah. Just like, no, you can't wear that, Mom. I'm like, hello, you know. Okay, so let's practice a little bit the R, and then we'll do some of the rhythm work. Okay, and then we'll move on. We also have Georgie that wants like a general analysis. Georgie, I see you there. So wait for us. Let me hear. So first of all, the difference between the Spanish R or two different R's is that in Spanish there is contact, in English there isn't. So we want to pull the tongue back and use the lips more for the R. That's it. Right. I don't know what you're thinking. Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking. Like you're not using it, but you're totally using it. Try it again. Yeah, exactly. Let's do the Spanish R for a second, just to feel how different it is. Ra, right? Right?
Yeah.
I can help you with the Spanish R if you need.
I know, right? Yeah,
And
I'm losing it.
pull, you're losing it. Pull the tongue in for the American R. Amazing.
Really?
Now there are two types of
Yeah.
That's the R. That you've been in Canada for so long that it's just a part of you. You just don't understand that you have started to change because your ears are good enough to like tell your brain this is what you need to do, but maybe you haven't done it consciously. Round your lips a little bit more when the R is at the beginning of a word or before a vowel. Red.
Red.
Yes.
Red.
Right.
Right. No?
Around.
Right.
Yeah.
Around.
Got it, my friend.
Around.
Good. Now, Now, the tongue is a little close to the upper palate. Pull it in a bit more. Around.
Round. Yeah.
Around. Right?
Around.
Put that little. Yes. Do it again.
Around.
Good. Round and round.
Round and round.
Pull the tongue in a bit more and let's hold it out. Round and round.
Okay. Round.
Let's
and
hold it
round.
out. Listen. It's like a dog that is growling, like.
Okay. Round and round. Okay.
Oh my God, such a good R. So I want to
Really?
take it and put it in a jar and close it and put it in my closet. So good. I'm weird. Really.
Really. No.
Good. Do it again. Hold the tongue in. Yeah. Good. Right? It felt a little off, a little hollow.
Yeah.
Pull it in. That's because your
Really?
lips were not. Yes. You push the lips more forward. Pull the tongue in. Really.
Really.
Good.
Really.
That's it, my friend.
Results. You know what? It's my lips. They look extremely round. It's like
The lips. Good. Yes.
maybe-
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
The
Maybe I'm
lips need to
self-conscious.
look. Well, you're right. I mean, you're not used to it because in Spanish, listen, ra,
yeah.
Do you do anything with the lips? No. No, you're not moving your lips. For English, it's part of the word. It's part of the sound, right? It needs to look like a W. R. Especially when the R is before a vowel. Ra. Do it with me.
ra.
Yeah. Run around. Run around.
Run around.
Good. Do it again.
Run around.
Yeah. So the lips are a huge part. I'm going to show you how it looks like without rounding the lips. So I'm going to speak. Okay, I'm really excited about the results of the competition, of the running competition, right? It looks a little strange when I'm not using my lips in comparison to I'm really excited about the results of the running competition, right? Really excited about the results of the running competition. I'm really excited about the results of the running competition. So you got to round the lips. But let me hear. Okay, no, I just saw a message from an old student of mine, Carmel, sending you love and kisses, and we'll do it next time for sure. Sorry, just saw her name, and I haven't seen her in a while. When the R is at the end, car. The jaw is a bit more open, lips are slightly rounded, not as much. Car. Yeah. But keep the tongue down as you're holding out the vowel before. Car. Yes.
Car.
Otherwise, it sounds like cur, right? And then you're killing the vowel. Where. Yeah. But don't lift the tongue up as you're saying the we. The vowel is more important than the R. When the R comes after a vowel, the vowel is more important. Where.
Okay. Where.
No, say
Where.
wet.
Wet.
Okay,
Wet. Wet.
wet. Right? Now instead of the T, start the same. Where.
Where.
Right.
Correct.
And that's it. Less tension. Put your hands on your jaw.
Mm-hmm.
Put your hands on your jaw. Relax it. Where. Oh, that sounds so good. Care. Yes.
Care.
Caregiver.
Caregiver.
Let me hear the eh. Yeah, that's what matters. Caregiver.
Caregiver.
That sounds really good, my friend. For. Good. Say it again. For. 4th of July.
4th of July.
Good. July.
Okay. 4th of July.
Let's do it again. 4th of July.
Yeah.
Okay. Get disconnected for. Good.
Yeah.
So here, before we go into, because I want to talk about rhythm, because we need to wrap up soon. Here are my notes. First of all, on Tuesday, I'm releasing the R Boot Camp, which is a 10-minute daily drill to improve the R and start using it freely in a conversation. So I actually think it would really, really benefit you to do that like 10-minute drill every single day. Taking into consideration my following notes. When the R is at the beginning of a word, you got to round your lips more and make sure that the tongue is not even close to the upper palate, because sometimes you're not making, whenever we spoke, sometimes like maybe you do that in other circumstances, but usually you don't. So just pull it back a bit more so you don't even hear the vibration. So it's not like, right? So you don't hear like, get disconnected for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And when the R is after a vowel, make sure that the vowel is clean, that you're not, you're not lifting the tongue up for the R, but you are pronouncing the vowel clearly, and only then you're bringing the tongue up for the R. Like car and where. Okay?
Car. Where.
Yeah. Exactly. So the vowel is clean. You're not coming up with the R before you pronounce the vowel sound. Okay? That is your focus. That is your focus. It's technical, right? Because when I asked you to do it, you were able to do it perfectly. So now it's just a question of being consistent about it. Okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do really quickly before we wrap up is to talk about the rhythm. Okay? So the rhythm is all about reductions. In English, some words are reduced and some words are longer. And in Spanish, every syllable receives the same beat, right? Like there is no difference between words that are emphasized or words that are less important. Like it gets the same rhythm, the same beat. And that's what creates the rhythm of Spanish, which is different than the rhythm of English. In English, all the small words, also known as function words, are reduced. So what do you want? What are ya? So you gotta squeeze them into, you don't have to, but you might want to squeeze them in together and to only put the focus on what matters, which is the word want. What do you want? Try it with me. What do you want?
What do you want? What do you want?
Exactly. Why did you make a face?
You know what? I don't like my voice either. I think it's too different. Maybe.
Do what?
I don't know.
Different than what?
I don't know. Maybe what I'm used to here around the community,
Right. But at the same time, like you have and like I can tell you all day long, you know, what a beautiful voice you have, because you do. It actually is placed beautifully. Like you have like that nice, warm, fuzzy chest voice, right? And you're able to use your
Oh,
and
thank you.
here's the thing, like sometimes we don't like our voices because we are not used to, or we don't like, there's always something about the voice. And and don't, like, you know, the thing is that your voice is an expression of who you are. So when you're like, there are all these things that we can have like issues with or have judgment around. And this is just yet another form of like looking for something to feel bad about. And I think that it's really important to own up and get comfortable with it, and even record yourself and listen to it, and do stuff that you love, like singing or reading plays or reading monologues or doing, you know, or speaking beautiful words, and getting comfortable with hearing your voice in English, because it's a little different than the voice in Spanish,
it is.
right? When you did the "What do you want?" I asked you why you made a face, because to me it sounded so good, and you reacted like there was something wrong about it, right? And this is what I'm saying, like, and same thing happened with the R. So I'm just pointing out that like every time there was something, you kind of like took it to a place where no, not good enough, whereas that was not the reality, right? Like, because I was just like, you know, great, you got it. So have a little bit more grace. And give yourself more permission to kind of like say things as you do, because you're already doing such a good job. And be forgiving, you know, even if it's not exactly what's around, because what's around is not you. And that around doesn't need to determine, you know, you, your voice quality, your thoughts, your being, your accent. You want to learn all these things to use it to your advantage, but not to blend in and to wash out your identity, right? Like, and this is always like, we gotta go back, we gotta come back to it, because the mindset is such a huge part of fluency and huge part of showing up as human beings. And if every time like we get all these negative thoughts that you think are facts, right? Like the voice is like that, I didn't do it, they're not facts. It's beliefs that you have about yourself and about your voice. And if you change those beliefs, you can also think, I have the most beautiful voice. You know, I have, you know, my sounds are perfect. People love hearing, you know, something a little different. And that kind of like changes how you show up, rather than in an inferiority, inferior position. You come from a place of power, right? The way you are. Okay?
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
We're gonna wrap it up, but in terms of practicing rhythm, what you did now is great. Like I want you, like I have the practice that I released about 2 weeks ago, where I do the chunks and repetitions, and I have a video about the intonation. It's called intonation, what they don't teach you in school. I want you to watch it and practice the drills where you reduce some of the sounds. So you get comfortable with saying those phrases really fast without being clear, because it's good. Does that make sense? Like, have you done that? Have you done that work of like reductions, practicing reductions?
No, I haven't really. I'm actually waiting for you to release your new
program. Oh, you got.
Oh yeah. So I emailed hoping that I can have some coaching. Do you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry. So first of all, I'm excited about that, and there's a lot to learn there. So for those of you who are interested in my pronunciation program, and by the way, I do these coaching, like the coaching sessions every single week in my program. So hopefully we'll get to work again. But even if not, I am going to ask Vika, my manager, to send you the videos that I was talking about, so you can get started and kind of like have a better understanding and start practicing. So when it's time, you'll be ready, kind of like to do all those drills and shifts.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my love. Good luck, and me too.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Bye. Okay, great. I'm just, before bringing Georgie, my dear Georgie here, I'm just gonna read some of the comments. Thank you so much for all your beautiful comments. I can see it. I can see you. and I appreciate it, and I receive your beautiful words. And also, I see some of you have been commenting on the beautiful work that everyone here has done. So thank you for being so supportive. I think it's really, really important. You got this. Nina is asking, when do you open your program? Let me share with you, for those of you who want to join Accent Makeover, my pronunciation program. It's my signature program. You can go here, theaccentsway.com/join, and there is a wait list. You can get on the wait list to be notified first when I open doors, and for those on the list, they'll also get a special bonus for those who sign up early, early with an R. So you can go ahead and sign up. As I said, it's my signature program. Once you join, you're a member for life. It's like a 10-week program, but you can take the course again and again and again. You get feedback from accent mentors, and we have coaching sessions every single week where I work with people from around the world. It's very exciting. And there's a lot, but I'm not going to go into it right now. You can get on the list and then get the information when it's time. So theaccentsway.com/join for those of you who have asked. Hi, Ronnie. I am a lover of British accent. I love to join your channel. Good, even though I speak American English, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, let me bring on, wait, let me take out the banner. Last but not least, welcome Georgie, Georgiana. Hi. How are you doing?
I'm fine,
yes.
thank you. Okay. I think I can't hear you in my headphones. I can hear you in my laptop. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting all this long. I'm sorry for...
That's fine. It's fine. I love the live, and I love your channel. And yeah, I'm really happy to talk to you actually in person. It doesn't feel real. It's just amazing for me. Thank you.
Well, my pleasure, and I'm excited to meet you. And tell me everything. Like, where are you from? Where do you live? You live in the UK, right?
Yes, I'm living in London right now. I'm actually from Romania, and I used to live for 7 years in Italy. So I've actually borrowed some of the accents from, and I work with lots of Spanish people. So I, at first, when I came here, I started borrowing a bit from each accent until up to like 3 months ago, when I started practicing pronunciations. And that's mostly because this is my final year of university here in London, and I'm going to start going to job interviews, and I just want to work on my overall communication skills to just better myself and because I've learned in school American English, it's easier for me to actually speak American than British. When I try to speak British English, it feels like it actually feels like I'm trying too much, and it doesn't sound natural to me. Whenever I for example, the differences between water and water, it's easier for me to say water because it sounds quicker, and I just want to speak quicker. In my mind, at the beginning, I thought that the quicker I speak, the more even though the words are clear in my mind, it doesn't always sound like it sounds in my mind. So I'm trying to pace myself, and I have a job. I work in retail, and I speak to customers. And up until, well, now there has been the lockdown, but before the lockdown, the first word, like the first sentence I heard from my customers when I spoke to them was like, "Excuse me, pardon." But now practicing with you, I've actually managed to improve myself, and I noticed that with my customers that they don't actually ask me say again whatever am I saying. So yeah, thank you for that.
Good for you. Well, my pleasure, but it's all you. Like, I'm not going to take any credit. Could have been anyone else. Like, you put in the work, you know, and you practice, and you were attentive to what comes out and like all of that. So yeah.
For example, like small secrets like the H. The when you pronounce the T, and there's you expire the H, the T, two. When I used to say two, I didn't understand that sound. So my brain didn't actually comprehend what was it. But you said it, and when you said it, made so much sense to me. So yeah, that's amazing. That's yeah.
I think if we're trying to break down the process of learning an accent or like understanding pronunciation and using sounds, the first step is really truly what you're saying here, which is to perceive the differences.
Exactly, yeah.
If you can't hear it, you can't make it, right? Like if your brain filters out O and the brain filters out a lot of sounds, right? Like if they don't exist in Romanian and you've never been introduced to them, so you might recognize some sounds, but technically your brain is like, I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't need it, right? And only when you're like, hey, listen, there is a small H here after the T, you're like, oh. And then you start hearing it all of the time. Yeah, right? It's like, this is why it's different. This is why I'm not saying it. And there is always like that, like what comes out of your mouth and you're like, hey, it doesn't sound like it is in my head and I don't know what to do.
Yes.
Right? So it's kind of like being able to recognize to hear it, then to understand the substitutions that you're making. Okay, I'm saying tu instead of two. Okay, good. I know what right? And then the physicality, what do I need to do with my mouth exactly, right? To change it, to modify it. And then it's just a matter of muscle memory, right? Like then it's just repeated enough times.
Exactly.
Practice until your tongue catches up with what your brain wants it to do. Because, so that's the process. And then start using the sounds intentionally in a conversation. Now, Georgie, let me ask you, it's Georgie, right? Not Georgie or Georgiana?
It's Georgiana, actually. It's kind of long, but yeah, it's fine.
Georgiana, and Georgie is your nickname. Okay, good. Now, what do you think, before I come in with all my opinions, what do you think your challenge is when it comes to pronunciation?
I think I'm still struggling with pacing myself and trying to think before I think twice before I say. I kind of tend to shorten words, and because I'm trying to have more flow in the conversation, I don't put enough thought in finishing each word completely, and that's what I hear. But I probably have more issues than I know than what I hear myself when I hear myself speak in my mind. So
I gotta say that I love what you just said, and you're really on point here. And I'm going to explain what's happening, okay? And how it affects your clarity. Okay. So you're a smart woman, and your brain works really fast. Like you're witty. You're ahead of the game, right? Like it happens to you in Romanian, probably happened to you in Italian, and it's happening for you in English. When someone's speaking, you're already ahead of them. You know where they're getting it, and you're answering their next question before they're asking. Am I right?
Yes. Okay. Like that.
So as a result, your brain is faster than your mouth. Okay.
Okay.
But in your native language, in Romanian, you're able to sync it, right? Like, and even if you're unclear, it doesn't affect. So you're probably speaking fast in your Romanian as well. But in English, there are two reasons why you can't do it. One is because, first of all, your brain is faster. And then we also have all this judgment around, if I speak slowly, I may be perceived as less intelligent, right? And they might think that I'm like, my English is not good enough. You just said that, like, I feel like I don't. So there is like this need to rush to show them that I know English. So that's one of the reasons. Second reason is your brain is faster than your mouth. And why is it faster than your mouth? Because in English you have sounds, you need to use muscles that you are not used to using, because because these are not sounds that exist in your native language. And as a result, right, like you might have these places where you get all tangled up and you're trying to always catch up. And what happens is that you're reducing words and you're reducing vowels.
Yeah.
The problem is that, one, in English, there are longer vowels, something that usually doesn't happen in Romanian. So generally speaking, even without speaking faster, if you apply the sounds of Romanian onto English, it's going to reduce the sounds of English. If you speak faster, it's going to even be kind of like be reduced even more. So you're reducing it even more. So that's one thing that is happening. Second, in in English, when you stress a word, you linger on it. So you want to stretch it and you want to even prolong the word more. So it's not even about the clarity of the words. Your message is not being clearly delivered because you're not sitting like what I'm doing right now, right? Exaggerating the words that you want to stress. So people are kind of like hearing your words. Some of them are a little reduced. You're very clear, by the way. I'm kind of like, you know, depicting a very harsh scenario, but you're very clear. I'm just saying, okay, when you speak really fast, this is what's happening. You're reducing, and I'm not sure what is the stressed word because everything is like very, very concise. So one is get comfortable with speaking a little slower. Be present. What you said about not finishing words is detrimental for your clarity because if you're reducing sounds, you're reducing vowels, then it might not be clear. Whereas it's not a problem for you to pronounce because they can see that you're able to make those sounds, right? But you're not allowing them to show up when you're speaking too fast. So you gotta kind of like focus on syncing your voice and your words with your thoughts. And if it's hard, then just pause for a second at the end of a sentence, allow the thought to land, and then move on to the next sentence. Phrasing and pauses is not only essential for English, it's also cultural. So pauses are more accepted in English and in British English, right? Like the moments of hesitation. It's considered good. And in some culture, I don't know exactly about Romanian, but I can tell you from Hebrew, pauses are not good. If you pause, someone will jump in and speak, right? Like, so you want to make sure that there are no pauses. And you want to kind of like change the mindset around what it means to take pauses when speaking. It doesn't mean that you're, you know, that means that you're finished, or it doesn't mean that, you know, you're not intelligent. Does that resonate with you?
Definitely, yes, thank you, definitely.
Good.
Yes.
Now, when you speak fast, like it's more than just focusing on the vowels. It's everything, right? Like it's everything about
overall, yeah.
It's everything about speaking a second language. It's kind of like walking into the shoes of that different character that is Georgiana in English, right? And Georgiana in English versus Georgiana, you know,
Exactly. It's perfect.
is different. She has a different rhythm and she has a different way to carry herself. And you need to discover it and kind of like embrace it. Okay? And understand that instead of going fast, like being able to sit on the words that you want to emphasize, because intuitively I don't know for sure, but like I feel that you know what those words are. Like I feel that you would put the focus on the right words. It will allow you to deliver your message in a clearer, more confident way. Also, when we speak fast, we run out of breath. And when we run out of breath, it creates anxiety, right? The body is lacking oxygen, and then it's just like more stress.
Yes.
So, you know, taking deep breaths between ideas will allow you to pause and to kind of like get more oxygen into your body and connect your voice to your belly, right? Like your voice to your breath, and to not always be up here, right? Like in your head voice and the tension and the strain, but be more connected with your emotions and with your breath. And last thing is it will allow you to explore all the different vowels of English, because it feels, because you're trying to kind of like, you are in a rush, that you're not using your entire range. And what I'm missing the most, a part of the long vowels, like O as in go and A as in day, that are like ow as in now, that are transitional sounds, all the open vowel sounds like the ah and the ah. You're nearly there, but you're not letting yourself get there fully, right? So you may say something like cat instead of cat, because you haven't dropped your jaw fully, right? And office instead of office.
Definitely, yeah.
Let me hear some words like
Office.
job,
Office.
right? Yeah.
Job. Job.
This is American, by the way. In British English,
Yes.
you might round your lips a bit more. Job.
Yes,
Job.
yes, yes. It's fine. I'm practicing American English because I find it the easiest for me, and
And it doesn't matter.
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter. Like as long as you're clear, as long as
love-
you're connected. Yeah.
I love both accents actually. I love languages in general, and that's been a huge help for me learning, and has made the whole process more enjoyable because I love languages and accents, and I'm happy to learn and
Breathe in.
to improve. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. It's kind of like you need to catch yourself because again, like that need. It's also enthusiasm about speaking. You know, people who are thinkers and speakers and people of words, like we want to kind of like eat the world, and like you need to maintain that energy, but
Yes.
also in a different state, right? Like it doesn't take away from your power. I want you to know that. It's like more contained.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Let me hear some sounds just so I can give you, so we're talking
Thank
about the nitty gritty stuff. Let's talk about happy.
Happy.
Good. Ha. You want to find that nice balance between and a. Happy.
Happy. Happy.
Good. Good. Past.
Fast. Past.
Yeah, you're taking it a little bit to an a, past. And we
Okay.
want more of an e sound. Past.
Fast.
Right.
Fast.
It's like I told Kun, the back of the tongue needs to be a little higher.
Fast. Fast.
Let's start with an e. Pest.
Pest. Fast.
Right? And let's gradually open it up to an a. Past.
Past.
Past. Past.
Fast.
Good. Happy. Pull the lips to the sides of it. Happy.
Happy. Happy.
Good. Good. After. Drop your jaw more. After.
After. After.
Good.
After.
Last.
Last.
Good. Say it again. Last.
Last.
Think of it like as if you want to start with an e sound. Last. Last. Good.
Last.
And let's compare cap, cup.
Cap and cup.
Good. So it's very similar. I want you to move your tongue up a bit. Do it like this. Let's roll the tongue a little higher. Right? That's the movement that we want to have inside the mouth when you say the a. Just a little bit. Ca. Ca. That's
Ca.
it. Yes, that's the sound. Yes. Cap.
Cap.
Nice. Cup.
Cup.
Bad.
Bad.
Good. That's it. Bud. Beauty. Bud.
Bud.
Hat. Hat. So you move the tongue higher a little bit. Hat.
Hat.
Good.
Hat.
Versus hut.
Hut.
Good.
Hut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So I think the secret here is both to open your jaw more, drop your jaw more. What I recommend my students is to, I don't have it next to me, but to take a wine cork and to stick it between the teeth and then practice it.
I will try.
Okay? And then that keeps your jaw. And as you're doing it, think as if you're saying eh. Okay? Bah. Yeah, it's kind of, exactly. You want to open your mouth for an but imagine as if you're saying an eh.
Okay.
Happy.
Happy. Happy.
Yes. No, that's exactly it. That's the sound. Okay? All right, Georgie, my dear. So nice to see you and to meet you. And
Thank you
was
very
that
much.
what's your biggest takeaway?
I'm gonna definitely work on my vowels, and I'm gonna try to pace myself and stress the right words and syllables. And
Right.
thank you,
And
thank
and,
you
and,
so
and
much.
and I don't want you to think about it as if you're slowing yourself down. I want you to think about it as if you are being more present with every
Yeah,
single word or every important word that you're saying, okay? Because you're not taking away something, you're adding. Okay, that's the
it
idea.
makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Yes, exactly. I'm adding something. I'm improving. I'm improving. Yes.
All the time. We're all like that's what we're here for, to constantly be a little better than yesterday about not just English. Okay.
Yes. Definitely.
All right, my dear. So good luck. Stay healthy and safe. I hope things are getting better in terms of the pandemic and you get back to your
Yes,
work soon.
slowly getting back to normal, everything.
Good. Okay, my dear. So take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow. What beautiful human beings we have in this community and this world. Okay. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of episode. And if you did, then let me know what was your favorite. Yeah, Susanta is saying the best lesson. So I'm glad that you like it or liked it. Can we link your lesson to this ah? It's one of the most difficult sounds. Magda, I have a video about that says that is named bed and bad. Bed bad. Just search for it on my YouTube channel or go to my playlists where there is a playlist with all the sounds of English, and you can go there and learn and practice it there. I think that could be helpful. And again, for the teachers in the house, I'm hosting a free workshop talking about teaching, pronunciation, and building a business. If you're not a teacher, then it's not for you. Wait till the end of the month until I host all the workshops and challenges for English learners when I will be about to open Accent Makeover, my signature program. For that, that's something else. But if you're a teacher and you're interested about learning how to teach pronunciation in a way that is simple and accessible for your students, then join me. As I said, it's completely free. It's englishteachersacademy.com/workshop. The idea is to just have a conversation, so come ready with questions because I'm going to be answering your questions there because I feel that sometimes, that's the best content where I simply answer your questions just like we did here. Okay, my friends, I think it's time for music. Hold on. I lost, there it is. If you have any questions for me, okay, your biggest takeaway, let me see in the comments. We have a lot of F's. I think Caddy wants to talk about the F, but we'll do it some other time. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take these out and so you can hear the music. I might change the music, but I really dig it. Feels like that's the theme song of like have a good time, right? There is a question, but I'll need to learn a little bit before I can answer it. You got this. You got this, people. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being so freaking awesome. Remember, mistakes is the only way to learn, and getting stuck and not being able to do something is your opportunity to grow and to reach a breakthrough. So don't freak out and don't judge yourself and stop thinking so much about what other people may think about you or feel about you. The most important thing is that you show up as yourself and embrace the mistakes and just celebrate yourself being able to speak English as a second language and to do a pretty good job. So, everyone, thank you so much. I'll see you next week, same time, and we'll have something else very exciting for you next week, so stay tuned. And wait, one last thing. To get all the notifications follow me on Instagram, okay? At hadar.accentsway, where I send you all the notifications about the sessions and the live shows and extra lessons. And this is where you can really interact with me. So come follow me. If you just arrived from the show, follow me and send me a DM that tell me that you are coming from the live English show. Take care.